Today we will be talking about human digestive system and the physiology in short. Physiology of digestion in short. Human digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Alimentary canal start from mouth, which continues to buccal cavity, after which pharynx, and pharynx lead to esophagus, a connecting tube. Esophagus leads to stomach. From stomach, there is continuation of small intestine, which has two parts, upper part duodenum and lower part ileum. And ileum leads to large intestine. Large intestine leads to rectum, after which the end of the alimentary canal, which is anus, that expels out the digested food out of the body. So let's have a brief idea about human digestive system as well as the process of food digestion or the physiology of food digestion. Food digestion is a process of making complex food molecules or the particles, whatever we take in, into simpler ones that will be now available in the observable forms to be assimilated or used in the different parts of the body. So digestion is the process of breakdown of complex food molecules into its simpler. For example, carbohydrate is digested to form into its monomers such as glucose, galactose, etc. Proteins are digested into amino acids. Lipids are digested into fatty acid and glycerol. Whatever they are formed of, or whatever are the constituent of the complex food, they are released and they are absorbed by the body for different kind of metabolic processes, constructive metabolic processes. So digestion makes food simple in order to be assimilated or used in the body. Digestion includes some of the steps such as ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Ingestion is the process of taking of food into our mouth. मुखमा राख्ने मात्रै काम चाहिँ खाना टिपेर मुखमा राख्ने मात्रै कामलाई ingestion भनिन्छ. For the ingestion, after ingestion, the food is covered by the saliva or lubricated by the saliva, which also contains salivary enzymes such as salivary amylase to make the carbohydrates containing food simpler. And some of the food, now digestion starts in the mouth itself in human body. Partly digested food by the action of salivary glands through the enzymes are now passed into the esophagus through pharynx. Pharynx is the connecting area between the long tube esophagus and buccal cavity of mouth, which in the pharynx there are two openings. One is for food passage and another is for air passage. खाना र हावा एकैतिरबाट गए पनि हावा पास हुने, लङ्सतिर हावा जाने प्यासेज र ओपनिङ र खाना छिर्ने ओपनिङ चाहिँ फरक छ. पाइपै अलग अलग छ किनभने हावा छिरेर लङ्समा पुग्नुपर्ने हुन्छ र खाना छिरेर चाहिँ इसोफेगस हुँदै स्टमकमा पुग्नुपर्ने हुन्छ र त्यहाँ प्यारिङ्समा चाहिँ दुईटा ओपनिङ छ. The opening through which food passes towards the esophagus is known as gullet, and the opening through which air passes towards the lungs is known as glottis. But these openings are not opened at the same time. Every time a flap-like structure, lid-like structure is present to close and open these two openings alternatively. एउटा ओपन हुँदा अर्को क्लोज हुने र अर्को क्लोज हुँदा एउटा ओपन हुने हुन्छ. यो ओपनिङ ग्लटिस र गलेट अनि त्यो ओपनिङलाई क्लोज र ओपन गर्ने एउटा मस्कुलर फ्ल्याप छ जसलाई एपिग्लोटिस भनिन्छ. Whenever the food is passing towards the esophagus, the partly digested food in the buccal cavity or the mouth region is now passed towards the esophagus through gullet, which is known as bolus. यहाँबाट उँधो जाँदै गरेको खाना अलिअलि पचेको खाना lubricating भएको खानालाई चाहिँ bolus भनिन्छ. Now that bolus passes to the stomach where glands present in the internal wall of the stomach secrete hydrochloric acid or the gastric juice that contain hydrochloric acid. तीन खालको cells हुन्छ यहाँ भित्र. Parietal cells, oxyntic cell र zymogal cells भन्ने हुन्छ. यो सेलले चाहिँ some of the cells secrete hydrochloric acid to make the medium acidic, and other glands secrete mucus. Globate cells mucus secrete गर्छ. Mucus helps the wall of the intestine to be protected through the action of HCl, as well as it makes food slippery. And HCl not only makes the medium acidic, but makes some of the enzymes, inactive enzymes, into active enzymes which digest complex foods such as protein, renin, etc. So, stomach contains hydrochloric acid as well as some of the enzymes such as pepsinogen, renin, gastric lipase that helps to digest protein, milk, and as well as some of the fats. And partly digested, now semi-digested. I mean to say semi-digested food from the stomach now passes to small intestine, whose first part is the duodenum. We are in the process digestion. Ingestion, after that digestion. Food passes from semi-digested food passes from stomach to duodenum, which is now known as chyme or chyme. This duodenum, upper part of small intestine, receives a duct known as hepatopancreatic duct. Hepato means the duct that is coming from the liver, and pancreatic duct coming from the pancreas. Liver and pancreas are the two digestive glands. One of the digestive glands I mentioned here as the salivary glands. Another digestive glands present in stomach are known as gastric glands, and the other digestive glands are pancreas, liver, and some of the intestinal glands. With the help of alimentary canal as well as the digestive glands, the food is made simpler. After the food passes to the duodenum, here food is digested by the juices that is delivered through the hepatopancreatic duct. Bile is secreted by the liver, which contains enzymes such as lipase, lipid digesting enzyme lipase, as well as this bile makes the medium alkaline in the duodenum, which is required for the emulsification of fat is also done in the upper part of the intestine or the duodenum. Now, pancreatic juice also contains some of the enzymes such as pancreatic amylase, trypsin, chymotrypsin for the digestion of protein, fats, and some of the carbohydrates. So, food are now completely digested in the upper part of the small intestine, which is known as duodenum. When food passes from the duodenum to the ileum, small intestine, now the third process, absorption, begins. Absorption of the digested food is done by the small intestine, where the inner wall of the small intestine contains many finger-like projections, cell-containing finger-like projections known as villi. Villi absorbs the digested food and takes to the bloodstream, or which is exchanged with the bloodstream by some of the transport processes. So, absorption is the third process of the complex process digestion, which includes taking in of the essential digested food molecules into the small intestine. When essential food particles or the nutrients are absorbed in the small intestine, the undigested food are passed into the large intestine, which is divided into cecum and colon. Cecum is the first part of the large intestine, which also bears appendix, which is a vermiform organ, or vermiform appendix, which is also known as vestigial organ. Sorry, not vermiform, vestigial organ. It is present here at the first part of the large intestine, and large intestine is commonly divided into three parts: ascending colon, transverse colon, and descending colon. Descending colon को पनि last part like this sigmoid colon भनिन्छ, किनभने यो चाहिँ S shape मा कर्व भएको छ, that prevents the leakage of the excretory product. After completely observing the digested food molecules, only wastage remain here. That wastage has to be excreted out of the body through the pathway of the large intestine, where excess water is stored, absorbed here in the large intestine, and remaining wastage which is not utilized in the body is transferred towards the rectum and finally passed out through the anus. In this way, complex food molecule we take turns into simpler molecule by the action of several organs, muscles, and digestive glands and their secretions through the different organs such as mouth, buccal cavity, alimentary canal को यो partsहरु चाहिँ mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, upper part duodenum, lower part ileum, and the last part is large intestine, followed by rectum and anus. Hence, digestion is the complex process which involves simplifying or the breaking of complex food molecules into simpler ones through sub-processes such as ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Digestion is actually a 5-step process, and the organs associated with digestive organs, digestive system are mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. These are the organs of the alimentary canal, and or along with this, there are the type of glands: salivary gland, gastric gland present in stomach, liver, pancreas, and intestinal glands, which helps in completely digesting the food molecule from complex to simpler ones. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.